Step 0. Make sure everything is prepared. You have all the parts and all the connectors have been soldered. Step 1. Mount the landing gear zip ties. You'll need 4 big zip ties. Bend them at the head. Then take each one, insert it in the cutout in the frame and loop it around. Once done, cut them flush. Step 2. Screw in the motor mounts fixing the landing gear. If necessary, use longer screws and appropriate nuts. Step 3. Install and secure the power board. Make sure all the wires and connectors are soldered. Locate the battery connector cutout in the frame. Align with it. Push the wires through the appropriate cutouts. Snap it onto the frame. Step 4. Secure the power board to the frame. Screw in the back two screws. Leave out the front two screws since they interfere with the development board, and secure the battery connector with a smaller zip tie through the zip tie cutouts. Zip it as hard as you can. Cut out the remainder. Step 5. Screw in the motors. Make sure that the motor orientation matches the schematic. You can find the motor orientation by the markings on the motor bell. There we go. Let's get to it. Back of the frame, front of the frame, back of the frame, front of the frame. Let's start with motor 1, clockwise. Make sure the wires are leading towards the frame, and once unscrewing in, pass them through the cutout in the frame. On to the motor 2, counterclockwise. Step 6. Connect and mount the ESCs. If you're unsure about the order in which to connect the ESCs to the motor, you can skip this step and do it at the end. Take an ESC, connect it to the motor. Loop it under the landing gear zip tie. Fold it over. Once you have it folded, secure it with a smaller zip tie. Make use of the notches in the motor mounts. Trim the axis. Step 7. Connect the ESCs to the power board. Locate the ESC's power wires and connect them to the nearest power board wires. Step 8. Mount the Velcro strip used to hold in the battery. Start at the bottom. Make sure that the rubberized sides will be facing the battery. Loop it through. Step 9. Mount the STM32F3 Discovery development board, which will be used as the flight controller. On the frame there are hinges at the front of the frame and a cutout that co-lines with the USB port at the back of the frame. Simply align the board, hinge it to the back and clip it in. Step 10. Secure the flight controller board. To do this, use 2 zip ties, fashion them in a loop. Take the first one, zip it halfway through the second one, run it over the frame, make use of the zip tie cutout. Attach the other parts to the other zip tie and secure. Tighten it so one zip tie will run upwards and one will run Step 11. Mount the receiver. Align the receiver with the frame. Antenna should go towards the back of the frame. Mount the receiver with a smaller zip tie. Use the zip tie cutout for this. Trim the axis. Step 12. Secure the antennas. Take the first antenna, align it vertically with the zip tie from mounting the controller board, attach it with tape, Take the second antenna, align it horizontally with the zip tie used to mount the controller board. Attach it with tape. Trim off the excess zip ties. Don't cut the antenna. Step 13. Connect the power and the signal wires to the controller board. Take the power wires from the power board and connect them to ground on the development board, and +5 to +5 on the development board. Also locate the PPM out channel on the receiver. Use connecting wires. Pay attention to the positive, negative and signal pin. Connect the ground wire to ground. Positive wire to 5 volts from the board. And signal wire to the appropriate pin for the firmware. Same with ESCs. With the ESCs you can ignore the ground wire, just connect the signal wire to the appropriate pin for the firmware. To find which pin, either look at the schematic or consult the manual for the firmware. The end. Congratulations! Hopefully you successfully built the feriCopter. Now you can connect it to the computer, program it, and put on some props, take your remote control and have some fun. Good luck!